and approximation. We are going to basically concentrate on trapezium rule and the mid-ordinate rule. I will start with the trapezium rule. But before I do so, I want to bring the genesis of introduction of the trapezium rule. Why did the trapezium rule and the mid-ordinate rule was introduced? So I have a curve here. I want to calculate the area under this curve. The curve starts at 1, x is equal to 1, and ends at x is equal to 5. So this was just a curve before I divided it. So maybe I can sketch a new one. I have a curve starting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have a curve which begins here and goes like this, right? So I want to calculate the area under this curve. So when you draw a line here, the way it is starting and the way it is ending, this one forms a trapezium. So this is the curve y is equal to a half x squared plus 5. I can calculate the area of this, assuming that this one is a trapezium. Assuming that this one is a trapezium, we can calculate the area. How do we calculate the area of a trapezium? The area of a trapezium is equal to a plus b divided by 2 times height. So this line and these lines are parallel. We will take from here up to here. If the here is 5, and then here is, for example, we can say if the height up to the way it is reaching is which one can we take? We can take even 10, assuming that is 10. Then we will be able to calculate. So we know from here up to here is 5. From here up to here is 10. What is the height? Our height is going to be 5 minus 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 4. So we just add, that is 5 plus 10 divided by 2 times height. Our height is this height here with it, which is equal to 4. So this is 15, this one's here twice. So this is 15 times 2, and the answer is 30 square units. But we realize that this one is very erroneous. It is very erroneous. It has a lot of error, because how would you assume that this one is a trapezium, yet it is a curve? A curve, this one is not straight. A trapezium should have a straight line. So because of the big error that is occurred during okay, look at this one. This one is a curve like this, and then we are assuming that it is a trapezium. No, that one gives a very big error. So, but when now we divide it to a small trapeziums, now look at this one. This and the distance from here now and come like very straight. Now this one is going to be more accurate. If I calculate the area of this smaller trapezium plus this plus this, the answer is going to be very, very accurate, more accurate than this one, right? So that's why now, because of this error here, we had to introduce a trapezium rule. So let us look at the trapezium rule now. The trapezium rule. How does the trapezium rule state? Area using trapezium rule is equal to a half h into y naught plus yn, you cross the bracket, plus 2 into y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus mpaka y is equal to n minus 1. You cross the bracket, you open the big bracket. Now this gives the area using a trapezium rule, that one. But now, one thing we must be very clear about is the height. How do we get the h? very important now. H is equal to xn minus x naught divided by number of trapezium divided by number of trapezium, or number of strips. When you are given, use 4 strips, use 5 strips, use 4 trapezium, use 5 trapezium. You just find the value of x, the end, the final, the initial value of x, and then you subtract. You get you divide it by this. Or h is equal to xn minus x naught divided by n minus 1. Whenever we are using this formula n minus 1, what is n minus 1? N is equal to number of ordinates. When you are given that, use 5 ordinates. Use 5 ordinates to estimate. Whenever you see the word ordinates, 5 ordinates, 6 ordinates, then you should be able to use this formula to get the value of h. So let us look at an example. I think once we do the example, you will be able to estimate. So the x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 8. The range is 0 to 8. So x naught is the value of x, the largest value of x, the biggest number x value, that is 8. X naught is 0, the first in the range, the first number in the range. The last number in the range is the xn. The first number in the range is the x naught. So we substitute xn minus x naught is 8 minus 0 divided by number of trapezia, which is 8. And 8 divided by 8 is 1. So our h is equal to 1. Why is this important? It is important now when we are going to draw the table. So we draw now the table x and y. What is y? Y require x square. Y require x square plus x minus 6. So we draw the table of values of x, and we will get the values of x, the values of y. So you draw the table like this. So values of x, we are starting at 0. So our width itakuwa 1 1 1 because our h is 1. So the width lazima ikuwe uniform ni 1 1. So it is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Tunafika 8 because that's where the range reaches. That's where our range is reaching. Now we need to get the value of y. How do you get the value of y? You substitute. Unaleta hii number za x, una substitute mahali unaona x kwa y. So like here we put 0 0. So the answer is going to be negative 6. You put 1 here, 1 square plus 1, that is 2, minus 6, it is going to be negative 4. So you put it all, you substitute all the way to the end. 14, 24, 36, 24, 36, 50, 66. So that now you fill the table. Now what we have here is now y naught, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6, y7, and y8. That's what we have there now. Next, now is to apply the formula. The formula says area is equal to a half h into y naught plus yn, you close the bracket, plus 2 into y1 plus y2 plus y3 ikienda the way to yn minus 1. Now I want to explain yn minus 1 namaanisha nini. Y naught ni y ya kwanza, so itakuwa negative 6, ni 6. Yn ni ile ya mwisho 8, ile yenye iko kwa 8 hapa, that is the, hiyo ndio yn hii. Y8 ndio yn. So hapa tunaenda kuweka value of y8 hapa. Sawa? So yn minus 1, n is 8, so minus 1 is 7. So inamaanisha kwa hii formula tunaweka values za y hapa ndani mpaka mahali tunafika 8 minus 1. So 8 minus 1 means 7. Tunafika kwa 7 na tutaweka 8 tena. This is a half times 1, open the big bracket or small bracket, y naught is 6. Now when you are putting the numbers inside here, the formula, don't put the negative. Assume the negative because area cannot be negative. Therefore, you assume the negative. Plus 4 plus the last one is 66. You cross plus 2 into y1. y1 is negative 4, so 4 plus 0 plus 6 plus 14 plus 24 plus 36 plus 50, and that is the final. So tumefanya n the final minus 1 which is 7. So tutaenda 66 tunafika hapo. So n yn minus 1 means unafika kwa 7. Kama hapa ilikuwa 8, 9 unafika kwa 8. Kama ilikuwa 10 unafika kwa 9. That is what it means. This is the same as a half. Half times 1 is a half. So this one is 72 plus, multiply everything here. This is going to be 2 into, ukiongeza hizi zote naleta 134. Is equal to a half, big bracket, 72 plus 268. So you finish everything in the bracket before you come outside. And this one will be a half times 340. And this one will give us 170 square units. 170 square units. And that is the area. We have approximated the area using the trapezium rule. I want to do one example on the trapezium rule, and then we do another example for the midi-ordinate. In our example 2, estimate the area bounded by the curve y is equal to x squared plus 4. The x-axis and the lines x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. And this, once you are given, you should be able to notice is the range starting from 1, x is equal to 1 starting from 1, and the x is less than 3, unit range. Using the trapezium rule with 5 ordinates, mark that. That's where you draw a line. 5 ordinates. Now that gives you the formula you are going to use to get h. Now h in this case, we are going to find that because that's where we need to start. So h is equal to x naught minus x0, xn minus x naught divided by now number of ordinates, which is n minus 1. So now xn is equal to the final range is 3. X naught is equal to here tunaanza na 1. And then n minus 1 will be equal to 5 minus 1. So here we have 3 minus 1 over 5 minus 1. So it is 2 over 4. And this is 0.5. 2 over 4. And that is 0.5. 0.5. Now, this is our width and this is our h, which is going to guide us on how to draw the table. H is important because you're going to guide how to draw the table. So the first thing you're going to calculate in h. So x y is equal to x squared plus 4. Now, we have the values of x. We start from 1. That's where we are beginning at. So we begin at 1. But tunafaa kuenda, so mwingine atatoka hapa 1 aende 2, juu anaona ni 1, 2, 3, 4. No. What is guiding us is the height, the width. So it is 1, and the next one now will be 1.5. Yes, and then from there, 2.0. And then from here, you can put 2 decimal places. This one is going to be 2.5. And then 3.0. Because tulifaa kufika 3 was our final range. That's where we will stop. Then the value of x now you substitute here. If you substitute 1 here, it's going to be 5. Yeah? You substitute that part and 5. Because this is 1 plus 4. Yes, it equals 4. So itakuwa 5. That is correct. Itakuwa 5. And then you substitute here. That is, it will be 6.25, 8, 10.25, 10.25, and then 3 itakuwa 13. This will be our y1 naught, y1, y2, y3, y4. Go back to the formula and apply the formula now. Area, trapezium rule is given by a half h into open bracket, small bracket yn or y naught plus yn, n can start, plus 2 into y1 plus y2 all the way to yn minus 1. If that is the case, then you need to, if that is the case, now what you need to do is to do what? Is to insert the values. This is a half times 0.5. You open the big bracket. Y naught is our 5 here, plus yn is the last one, which is 13. You close the bracket plus into 2 into. The y1 is 6.25 plus 8 plus 10.25. So tutafika kwa 10 plus 12.5, that is 3 minus, you subtract 1 from to the left. So you cross and then you cross. So 0.5, this one is like 0.5 over 2 in outside. Imepiga 1 times 0.5 ni 0.5 divided by 2. Iongeza hii na hii itakuwa 18 plus 2 into, ongeza hizi zote. Get the total here. Get the total inside here. And the total is 24.5. 24.5. 24.5 times 2 is 49. So we have 0.5 over 2, step by step. This times this, we have 18 plus 49. 0.5 over 2 times the total here now is 67. And this one will give, use your calculator, it will give you 16.75 square units. And that is how you get your area very comfortably like that. Very comfortably like that. Let me take you through me.NET. It is the same thing. Once you have understood this one, me.NET now is the simplest. It's the simplest. One example for the me.NET rule. Me.NET. Me.NET is the simplest. Area is equal to h hakuna half kwa me.NET, y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus y4 all the way to y is to n. As simple as that. This one is the simplest, doesn't have much issue. So first we need to get, how do you get h? H you will get the same way we have done. Xn minus h is equal to xn minus x naught over number of strips or number of trapezium. That's how you get h. That's how you get the h in the first, or h is equal to x naught minus xn minus x naught divided by n minus 1, where n is equal to number of ordinates. The same thing we have done, right? So I will use an example. Estimate the area under the curve, y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3, and the x-axis and the lines, x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 3, using mid-ordinate rule. Mid-ordinate rule with what? With 5 ordinates. With 5 ordinates. Estimate the area under the curve. This is under the curve, y is equal to this, and the x-axis and the lines, this is equal to that, using mid-ordinate rule with 5 ordinates. With 5 ordinates. Very important. Solution. First, get the value of h. So h is equal to x naught, xn minus x naught over n minus 1, kwa sababu nimepewa ordinates. So itakuwa 3 minus, but the other value is -1. You divide by 5 minus 1. Negative times negative is 4 over 4, and our h is 1. So that gives us the table that we are going to draw. So we need to start our table at -1. We need to start our table at -1, and then 0, and then 1, 2, like that. So these are the ordinates. But what are the mid ordinates? The mid ordinate ni ile iko katikati hapa, yenye iko hapa. Kuna hii yenye iko hapa pitu. So these are the things that we want. Hizo zenye ziko hapa katikati. So we will draw the ordinates first. X, y is equal to x square minus 2x minus 3. X, our first x starts at -1. We don't need that. What we need is the ordinate here. And then the next one will be 0, because from here we go to 0. You jump 1, and what you're jumping is the mid ordinate. And then from there 1, jump 1, or skip 1 line, and then we go to 2, 2.5, and then 3. So what I have here, these are the ordinates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ndio maana tuliambiwa 5 ordinates. Naelewana? These are the ordinates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we want the mid ordinates. So what is between -1 and 0? What is between 0 and 1? Mid. Mid ni katikati. So we are interested in the mid. So the mid here is -0.5. And that is what I want. The mid between 0 and this is 0.5. And that is what I want. The mid between 1 and 2 is 1.5. And that is what I want. The mid between 2 and 3 is 2.5. And that is what I want. So I'm going to find the values of A of y in the mid ordinates and not in the ordinates. Right? Not in the ordinates, but in the mid ordinates. So here, substitute -0.5 in the equation, and you will find that the answer is going to be -1.75. Substitute here, you will find that the answer is -3.75. Substitute here, and you will get the answer is -3.75. Substitute here, and you will get the answer is -1.75. So here, this is our y1, y2, y3, and y4. Nice. The next now, area is equal to y1 h into y1 plus y2 plus y3 all the way to yn, mahali inaishia. So our h is 1 into y1, negative assume, that is 1.75 plus 3.75 plus 3.75 plus 1.75. That is our h. Now 1 times anything that is in a bracket is that whatever is in the bracket. So 1 times something is something. So 1 times everything here. So we are 1 into the total, which is 11. So 1 times 11, the answer is 11. So the answer is 11 square units. 11 square units. So once you have calculated this one, now you can get the percentage error. You can be asked to calculate the actual area of this curve. The actual area is obtained by integration. So you integrate and get the area from negative this to this. So to get the percentage error, now there you will do, if you know how to do the percentage error. So when you integrate this curve, you will get 2x, x square minus 2x minus 3 from -1 to 3. You will get the actual, you will get the exact area. So to get the percentage area, to get the percentage error, so percentage error will be area by integration minus area pi approximation. So approximation inaweza kuwa umetumia mid ordinate ama trapezium rule. The area obtained by approximation, everything here divided by what? Divided by area by integration. By integration, that is the exact integration, and then times 100. That one will give you it. In fact, inakuanga absolute. Hata ikiwa negative, you don't care. So this one is absolute, and this one will give you the percentage. So for example, let me assume the area for integration ilikuwa, the exact area is 12.5 square units. The area by mid ordinate nimepata ni 11. So it is this minus this divided by the original, which is 12.5, and then absolute times 100. So this one will be 1.5 over 12.5 times 100, and the percentage error, you press your calc. You press your calc. 1.5 divided by 12.5, you get the answer, and then times 100. So that one will give you 12%. That's a very big huge error, but it's just used an example how you will do it. This is just an example. It might not have that big percentage in an error. So I hope this helps, and if you find it helpful, share, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. You like, just like, you press there and like. Thank you very much.